My next guest is returning to action in a homecoming. Going to be fighting at Lights Out Championship 17 this Saturday. He's taking on Thiago Oliveira. It is Kevin Lee joining me here. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, how did this all come together with you getting this opportunity with Lights Out Championship?
So yeah, I was real interested about fighting. And I said whoever came through with the first deal was going to be the one that I signed. And luckily enough, somebody back home came and they had a fight for me, and I've been ready to go. I've been training hard, and yeah, I'm ready to go back out there and kind of get back, put things back together. You know.
I think a lot of people were surprised to hear that you weren't with the UFC anymore, because it seemed like when you announced you were coming out of retirement that you would be back with them. When did you get word that you weren't on the UFC roster?
Maybe a few months ago at this point. I reached out to him, and honestly, I think there's a little bit of politics and stuff going on. Kind of the same thing that made me stop fighting in the first place, or think about retiring. The injuries and the politics. So honestly, I don't really know what the whole issue is. I think there is, if I'm being real honest, I think there is somebody that's kind of blocking me. I don't know who I pissed off, but what they can't deny is greatness, and one thing that always fixes everything is winning. So I'm gonna get back on the winning track, and we're gonna keep winning fights, and we're gonna make something happen.
When did this fight become official?
It's been about 2 weeks, and it's been official since last Thursday. So
Wow.
you kind of getting the drop. It's a short notice fight, but like I said, I've been training and I've been in the gym. I've been waiting for an opportunity, and this is the perfect opportunity for me.
And you're taking on a veteran here in Thiago Oliveira. Ton of fights. He actually has more fights than you do. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I know he got a good name. Thiago Oliveira. That's a nice name. That's honestly the main reason why I say yes. I like, okay, I know some Thiagos. I know some Oliveiras. And that's one of the main reasons. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
The weight is good. My weight's I'm already in shape. My weight's good. I'm ready to go. So whoever was stepping across from me, I'm gonna put on a show against him. And he's one of those guys. He's tough. He's durable. He's willing to go in there and actually sign the line. There had been a few fights that people offered, and then as soon as my name was mentioned, they didn't want anything to do with it. So luckily for me, he was willing to do it. He's tough. He's been doing this, so it makes all the sense in the world.
This fight's at 170, obviously understandable with the short notice. Is the plan to go down to 55, or do you think you're going to stay at 170?
No, the plan is 155. The only reason is because of the short notice.
Yeah.
For me to make 155, it's going to take me about 8 weeks. So I need proper notice in order to make 55. But my next fight will be at 155. Yeah, there's no doubt I can still be a world champion at 155. I'm gunning for a world championship at 55, and I haven't fought back there since my fight with Charles Oliveira. So I haven't even attempted that weight cut in almost 4 years. So this is a good way to get me back on track and make sure I'm back down there. Because honestly, I'm even looking at the UFC's 155 roster, and there's nobody that really, I don't feel like I couldn't outcompete. One thing that people, even the media or the fans, they overlook is we're in the gyms constantly. Like MMA is a small community. I know damn near everybody damn near know me, and I know where I stand amongst everybody. I know where my training is. I know how hard I'm going in training, and I know the guys that I'm competing against. And at 155, I'm still a world champion material.
Training camp, you're at one of the best gyms in the world at Killcliff. Who have been some of the main guys that have helped you get ready for this?
Yeah, the main guy it has been Greg Jones. I mean, he's going to be in my corner.
Nice.
Greg is an amazing wrestling coach. And obviously I got some real great teammates. I don't want to really single nobody out, but I got some real great teammates. Jason Strout, he's been helping me a lot on my boxing. Greg Jones on my wrestling, and we're gonna go out there and put on a show.
Will that be your two corners, or do you get a third?
I think those will be my two. Jason has a fight the night before that he's gonna corner, so over in Wisconsin. Then he's gonna leave from Wisconsin, shoot over to Michigan, I think. But Greg Jones will for sure be there, and Jason is a maybe.
How many people have been hitting you up for tickets?
a bunch. But honestly, I haven't even promoted it. I really ain't told that many people. Only like my close people that have been knowing me for years. They saying that they're gonna be there. Um, but I don't really get into the whole ticket selling and doing all of that. I think that's the promoter's job. I think it needs to be a clear distinction between promoter and fighter and manager. So I just make sure I do my job. Um, I will probably announce it this week at some point. Maybe Wednesday I'll make like a post or something so that people know for sure. But the number one thing for me is going out there and getting a win. Whoever's in the crowd and whoever I can inspire with this type of performance and me being willing to go out there and put my nuts on the line. I think people, regardless, even if they never knew me from Michigan, people are going to respect it. A lot of times fighters make a name for themselves and then they start playing the political game too. They start picking and choosing where they're going to compete, what they're going to do. And that's never been my motivation. That's never been my MO. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to compete against anybody. And I think people know that.
Is Keith making the fight, or is he too busy?
I'm not sure if Keith's going to be there. I think he's honestly going to go to Japan, as crazy as it sounds. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think
Don't
he's gonna
blame
be
him.
there.
Don't blame him. He's got a lot going on. How do you see this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you see it going down?
I'm going to crush him. I'm going to crush him. I don't think he can handle the pressure. And I think there's levels to the game. I've been at the top of this sport. I was the youngest UFC to compete for a world championship, and I think that says a lot about where I am, especially in this sport, and the skills that I bring to the table. I don't think that he poses much of a threat. It's just going to show my level of maturity and the fact that I'm back too. I think a lot of promoters maybe even have wonders about my knee and my health and stuff like this. But I'm fresh off of knee surgery. I had it a year and a half. It's been a little bit over a year. Um, September 12th was the knee surgery. And all the doctors say after a year, it's almost as if, you're back to 100% health. So I think that's what I'm going to show in this fight.
You mentioned you got a lot of stuff going on. I saw that it was announced today that you're going to be fighting for Game Bread against Saul Almeida. So you've got things lined up. It looks like you're really kind of, just trying to rack up some wins here.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to stay active. And I'm not just one of those guys that just says that. The only reason why I haven't competed this year is because of the surgery. But now that I'm fully healed from it, I'm going to stay active.
How's the restaurant going? I saw that video that Keith posted where he surprised you. That was really cool, where he came into your restaurant and reviewed the food.
Yeah, honestly, it's going great. I'm sitting outside my food truck right now. So I've expanded it. I'm expanding it to a food truck now. I kind of had to. I'm building it slowly from the ground up. The way I think it's supposed to be done. I did it the hard way, going to like a pop up. And now it's expanding. So it's gonna reopen here in the next few weeks, and I'm pretty excited for that. I'm putting in a lot of work on that front too, and honestly, I really like it. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, it's been awesome. People have been coming from all across the country. Some people even from Canada, people from Mexico, people from like Argentina came up and ate the food. So, it seriously boomed off, and it's more difficult cooking for 300-400 people than what you would think. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot different than MMA, but having a restaurant is something that's a little bit more sustainable too. MMA is a crazy way to make a living. It's not something that I would recommend to your average everyday person. You're pretty much just a hired mercenary, and whoever they say to go and beat up, that's what you do. But having something that's in a different realm kind of helps balance that.
Are you closed while your fight's going on, or do you have someone covering you?
Yeah, it's closed right now. Like I said, I'm expanding to a new location, so it's under renovation. So it's closed, and by the time this fight is over, I'll put in a little bit more work in it. I got to start getting ready for the next fight right away, but it should be open by then.
Love it. Kevin, thanks so much for doing this. It's Lights Out Championship 17 this Saturday, live on Spectation. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, and your restaurant? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, my restaurant, Braised Restaurant, down here in Hollywood, Florida. For anybody who wants to check it out, the food is amazing. You'll love it. And yeah, we're gonna put in work. I'm gonna put in work this weekend. All that money is going towards the restaurant to finish the renovations. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to take from my customers and overcharge people, you know. So yeah, I'm doing the hard work and we putting it in, and I appreciate the support.